I'm Adel. I started horse riding since I was 3 years old. Being different always is questionable for people. Whenever they see me, the first question, what happened? Who are you? Like, how can you live your life? Like, being born with a missing limb had always made me this creative guy who is willing to create whatever way to get things achieved. I have invented a strap that I wrap around my hand just to hold my gym equipment, to hold the dumbbells, to help me out with my exercises. Kids always had this curiosity to come and touch my hand, to touch it and run away. It's funny how people deal with it, how people see it. They see it as something different and they don't know how to express it out. Yeah, you don't know me. You don't know what I do. I'm originally Jordanian, but I've lived my whole life before Qatar in Lebanon. I define myself as an athlete who has done martial arts before, who's doing equestrian sports now, and specifically show jumping and horseback archery. It was the first sports I was into. And then that was my entry to sports life. It has always been a challenge for me on how to hold the reins. I'm trying to invent a way in which I can be holding each rein separate. With proper training, you can be teaching your horse to turn to the right, to the left with just your vocal commands, with your leg positioning. So it's a matter of having better knowledge, having better training of your horses. I consider the bow now as a part of my body. Whenever I have it on, it's my extension of my arm. It's a part of me, physically and emotionally, actually. If we're talking about archery or horseback riding in general, it's a craft, let's call it as a craft, that's never-ending learning process, and always trying to master it, but you would never reach the master level. Patience is one of the main keys in equestrian sports. Whether it's about training the horse, you can't try it from the day one. You will have to wait until you teach it, until you understand your horse, until your horse understands you. It takes years and years of training, so patience is a must. As well as in archery. The first month, I think, you start training, you would be drawing an arrow and looking at your bow, and it would be very devastating. Perfectionism is a very big word, especially in equestrian life and horse life. Knowing that it's not achievable, but it's always the desire for everyone to reach. They say you don't do anything, the horse will do it all. They never know what you're actually doing, what you're actually going through to let this horse actually jump. There's always times that are hard on athletes. These thoughts of giving up, thoughts of like, what am I doing in my life? Am I on the right path? Am I doing what I really love? And especially in equestrian life. Equestrian life, sometimes it's not really easy to reach high levels with low costs or with low support. But throughout the journey, you will find people that will actually believe in what you have, believe in your skills, believe in your talent, and they will be pushing you up and higher. You can't reach the top just in a blink of eye. You'll have to go the ladder up slowly, and it will be tough, mentally tough, but like always, the big dream is the main motive for it. For every competition I go to, I call it as a test for me. It defines my level. Is it going up or is it going down? So having competitions often basis makes it very helping for me to know my level. Being an equestrian is actually a lifestyle. Living with horses, dealing with horses, which you have to be dealing with them with specific body language, understanding what they want, and they can't even talk a word. That's a challenge itself. Handling a horse is another challenge. And having this bond with a horse is the best. So at first, it was a dream, as I said. And then I was reaching closer, and every person wants to achieve more. Whenever I got that, I wanted then to move faster. Then on trot, then on canter, just like any journey. But for me, it was taking years to get my balance, get the control. We're talking about a 5 years old kid who's riding a half-ton animal and trying to control it. So it's very hard. It was very hard for me. It's a very mix of emotions whenever you ride a horse, let's say. Without the archery part, just riding a horse, it's actually a great feeling. If you're just very stressed from whatever happening with you in life, you ride a horse, 10 minutes later, nothing is there. You're just so relaxed, you're into your horse's emotions, you're just sharing thoughts with him. It's a great feeling to be. Whenever the bell rings and you start your round, let's say about jumping, then you have to be very focused. You can't be just thinking that I'm afraid or I'm worried or whatever. No, you have to put your work onto it, you have to focus on it. And then it's either you're gonna be feeling sad for dropping the poles, or you're gonna be feeling so proud and so happy just winning the round. Being an equestrian actually shapes who you are in your society. A lot of Arab sayings in the past, they always describe being an equestrian means you're a brave man, you're a tough man, you're a patient man. I like challenging myself. I've did climbing before. Now I'm doing archery, I'm doing horseback riding that purely needs hands. One of the main reasons that drove me into archery is that it's a traditional game. It connects us with our past, with who we truly are. You have to know who you really are, what you really love. I have invented my way. I'm still working on it. It's a never-ending process, and it's always striving for getting better and better with techniques. Back in my country, in Lebanon, I have started recently a small club where I can teach my community whatever I'm acquiring abroad, whatever I'm acquiring from knowledge, from skills. So it's always my goal, or it's always my wish that I can be this person who's making life easier for people, being a live example of someone who's challenging his limitations and actually reaching to where he wants to be.